per 1 gallon of gas?
36.
Correct. You've won an authentic New York Giants jersey signed by world champion quarterback Eli Manning. Congratulations. Toyota, let's go places.
To do this, we bring in Tonya Reiman, internationally known body language expert. She listens, but she also watches. More watches than listens as to what they're conveying. Welcome back.
Thank you very much.
So what did it say right at the very beginning? They didn't even shake hands.
You know, that of course we know that this is kind of just basic debate etiquette. You do this to show respect, and it's also something that the country expects to see. Right off the bat, there's that we don't like each other, we're not even going to touch each other. So to me, it started off on a poor base because you don't want to see that these two candidates dislike each other so much that they can't even touch each other.
And it wasn't always like this. Remember when Hillary and Bill went to Donald Trump's wedding? So long ago.
BFFs.
All right, next up, Donald Trump has more respect for women. Nobody has more respect for women than Donald Trump. Watch this and look.
Nobody has more respect for women than I do. Nobody. Nobody has more respect.
Please, everybody.
And
so holding up the hand like that.
It's not even just that. There were two things. Okay, first of all, he repeats himself over and over again. When we repeat the same thing, people start to believe it automatically. It just goes into your brain. So if I repeat the same thing, no matter what it is, eventually you're going to believe it because it becomes real. In addition to that, we know that he doesn't really believe that because last week at the last debate, he was all contrite. Oh, I'm sorry, I should have never said that. And even during this clip, as he's saying it, you see one side of his shoulder come up. And
what does that mean?
That's usually uncertainty. I disagree with what I just said. So maybe he really does feel like that slightly. Maybe he feels like he treats women well, but he's not 100% on this.
All right, let's talk about the lying component last night.
she's lied hundreds of times to the people, to Congress, and to the FBI. He's going to probably go to jail. This is a 4-star general. And she gets away with it, and she can run for the presidency of the United States. That's really what you should be talking about, not fiction where somebody wants fame or where they come out of her crooked campaign.
Secretary Clinton.
Well, every time Donald is pushed on something, which is obviously uncomfortable, like what these women are saying, he immediately...
What about the way she was looking at him when he was saying all that stuff?
Okay, two things. For one, her face didn't change at all, right? But if you watched her slightly, her head was nodding very little. It was a small, tiny nod, which means on a subconscious level, she's somewhat in agreement with that statement.
You got me there, Donald, is what she's saying physically.
Really?
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that it's 100%. It just means something he said hit a chord and she acknowledged it.
Or is it, I'm going to get you later?
No, but you know
worry.
what? See how much you're doing it?
Yeah.
This is, I'm going to get you later. This?
Yeah.
Big difference. That's an unconscious leak.
I sense a little vulnerability. How about I didn't notice this, but apparently some did, the blinking. She was blinking a lot.
Yes, yeah. But you know what? Again, this goes to...
Yeah, there she is, blinking a lot.
Yeah. So there's two components to this. When we get mentally aroused, when we start trying to think of things really quickly, we tend to blink faster. However, it's also a signal of anxiety. So that's one other component to this.
Some people, when they're aroused, they close their eyes.
You know what? A lot of people close their eyes when they think. And that's a perfect thing to do, too, because it helps you visualize. So the quick blinking, if it had been an extended blink, we would have said, hey, you know, she's uncomfortable. But with the quick blinking, we know that it's a little bit of a nervous component.
Okay.
Interestingly enough, just as a sidebar, we found that over the years, the candidate who blinks the most normally loses throughout the debate.
Interesting. Well, there were some, like, nasty things said about one another. In fact, Donald Trump called Hillary, did you catch this? A nasty woman.
Yeah.
My Social Security payroll contribution will go up, as will Donald's, assuming he can't figure out how to get out of it. But what we want to do is to replenish the Social Security Trust Fund by making sure that, okay,
once again, this is a man who treats women better than anyone else, and he just called her a nasty woman. He had an option to say you're a nasty person, you're a nasty individual. He chose to say nasty woman. That's a bad sign. Secondly...
Bad sign, why? Because he said woman?
Yes, because the whole thing that's surrounding him right now is problems with women. In addition to that, you see the smirk, the contemptuous smirk. I mean, obviously, these two really dislike each other, but you have to be a little bit more presidential when you're on.
Tonya Reiman, we're learning a lot of things. So what am I saying when I go like this to him?
I know it's not.
Yeah.
I'm uncomfortable.
You don't like it.
And when she looks like that.
Yeah, I couldn't see the face, but I believe you on that one.
Tonya, thank you. Always great to have you.
Remember when they went to that wedding and they were friends?
Yeah,
and
they were
trying
at Donald's and Melania's wedding.
Yeah. All right.